Alright guys, just looking at my time. It's still not even 12 o'clock yet. It's gloomy again, cold again, and it was drizzling. It was very foggy. The fog is kind of lifting, but I'd say it's still kind of drizzly out. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my jewels. I'm wearing this belt right here. When I first started trying to wear it, I was barely able to get it onto the first notch. And finally when I got it up to the second notch, I wore it like that for a long time because it's definitely got that permanent wear mark on it. And now I can wear it on the third notch. Jewel number one. And then there's like a lot of jewels. It's more like a praise to God than a jewel itself. I was considering that, like, my ankle was bothering me today. It kind of felt like it needed pot, but it more or less was kind of hurting. And back in December 31st of 2017, we ended up with an icy rain. It iced over, and I went to go out to check my mail, and I slipped on the steps, and my left leg went behind me, and my foot literally twisted and got underneath me. I honestly thought I broke it because I ended up with a very huge knot on the side of my foot, and my foot was crooked. It wasn't straight, and it was hurting so bad. But according to the x-rays, it wasn't broke, it was just badly sprained. And nonetheless, I had to use a boot and crutches in order to get around for the first week, and then I was able to just walk with the boot, and I didn't have to use the crutches anymore, but I still needed to use the boot. So it took about 5 weeks for my ankle to heal enough that I was able to wear regular shoes again. I was having to go around and wear my moccasin house shoe boots because they were the only shoes that fit my swelled ankle. And so for 5 weeks that's how I had to go. And my right leg, it was on New Year's Eve. It's funny, the weirdest things that happens on New Year's Eve, seriously. Now this is the ironic part of it. About 11 years ago, around 11 years ago, New Year's Eve, me and my daughter was getting ready to go get her sister from work. And it happened that the car was standard, and we scotched it. Our driveway was a little bit of a hill, so we scotched it. And I'd forgot to pull out the scotch before I started the car. Well, it happened that the car didn't start very well by the ignition, so we would have to spray gum out into the intake in the engine, and that's how we got it to start. And so I had failed to unscotch it, and while it was running, I thought, oh man, I gotta unscotch it. Left the car running like a dingbat. And I unscotched it, car started rolling, and I tried to jump into the car. I was wearing heeled boots. Okay, the heels was probably the standard 2-inch heels, and I was wearing them, trying to hop into a rolling car. And my thought was that the car was going to end up veering and going into the creek, and my daughter sitting in that passenger seat. So I tried to hop in, and it was a 2-door, and that big heavy door knocked me down, and the car ran over my leg, over my foot and leg, and it stopped against the other hill because we had like a little embankment on one side of the driveway, and it had backed up into that embankment, and here the car is resting on my calf. I'm yelling to my daughter to go get her dad. She didn't hear me. She finally did run and go get him. Later she told me that there was an angel in the car that told her to go get her dad, that I needed him. That every time I tell that story in full, because I'm just giving you the short version, every time I tell that story in full, it moves me. So he carefully drives the car off of my leg and foot, carefully. When I got the x-rays, all the x-rays showed was inflammation and bruising, no broken bones. So fast forward it to, let's say, that was 11 years ago, up to 2017. So fast forward it to about 8 years ago, 9 years ago, to 2017, New Year's Eve once again. I greatly sprained my left ankle, terrifically. So now this is the real amazing part where God gets the true praises. I am able to jog, walk, trot up my stairs, not just walk. I can literally trot up, jog them, run up those stairs. I can wear high heels. Now mind you, on occasion, like my ankles, they ache. They do ache because not only like, there really isn't any effect whatsoever from when the car ran over my leg. Pardon me. When the car ran over my leg, there really wasn't any ill effect, so to speak, not in long term. But when I did sprain my ankle a couple years ago, mind you, as I'd said, my left leg was behind me. My right leg stayed straight forward, and sliding down those steps would cause my heel to do the flip effect, like, you know. So there was some stress in my right ankle that I didn't feel any effects out of my right ankle then, but now on occasion my right ankle bothers me, and I can like rotate it and it just keeps popping. But praise God, my body, despite of that, is so totally healed. Totally. I mean, it's through His grace and healing power that I can jog, run up the stairs, wear heels, walk without a cane. And there's no discomfort, just on occasion in my ankles. And that's something I can bear. It's not unbearable. So, in weighing myself, I came in at 191.4. That makes me 2 ounces back up. Now, honestly, that isn't bad, because yesterday we went to Sam's Club, and before we went to Sam's Club, we ate at KFC, and I had gotten myself a chicken platter, had 2 dark meats, biscuit. I ordered the mashed potatoes with gravy, coleslaw, and it came with an apple fritter. An apple fritter, or as McDonald's calls them, apple pies. It's basically the same thing. Same thing. But honestly, I'm going to tell you right now, KFC's is good, but I think McDonald's is better. Anyway, so that's my own opinion. That's what we had. And then I didn't eat all of the coleslaw, I didn't eat all of the biscuit, and I didn't eat all of the apple pie. I did eat all of the chicken, all of the mashed potatoes. And then after Sam's Club, a couple hours later, we went out to Baskin Robbins and I got me 2 scoops of ice cream. Okay, so everything is fine and dandy, you know, having the chicken platter and the fact that I didn't eat everything on it, didn't completely eat it, and having the 2 ice creams, that would have been good enough. I mean, my body didn't need to eat no more, but sure enough, it got hungry again. This was about 7 o'clock, around 7 o'clock, it was finally seriously hungry. And I didn't want to eat because of how I had ate. You know, I thought that was plenty enough. But my stomach wanted. So I ran on ahead and fixed myself a half a bowl of chili. Now, I had put it in one of my bigger bowls, but I only had it half full, and it had cheese and sour cream. Well, I was feeling so excessively guilty. So excessively guilty. So I turned around and done some walking here in the house while reading the book, kind of make up for it. And I told the Lord that I seriously hoped that I didn't cause myself too much damage in the way I ate, because I really didn't want to eat like that. Now mind you, I've got just a couple days left to my time, and this is the time when the body kicks into overdrive, needing a little extra more food in preparation. So this is somewhat of a battle for me to hold back, you know. And so I really was seriously hoping that I didn't do myself any damage. And when I weighed myself this morning and saw that I was only 2 ounces up, I was relieved, very relieved. 2 ounces isn't bad. It's not bad. I am just a little over 2 pounds to being 189. And today is day 144. We've got 6 days left to 150. I am hoping so much that I go out with either 189 or 188. Fingers crossed, guys. 189 or 188. I'm not that far away. It would be an awesome weight to go out of this 30-day segment. That would make it awesome. That would make it anywhere from 5 to 6 pounds lost in this 30 days, considering the battle that I'd gone through with fluid retentions and the kidney stones. Seriously, it had been such a rough 30 days. So yes, fingers crossed that day 150 has got a good weight number. Anyway, guys, so I love you so much, and I hope to goodness that you enjoyed the exercise this morning. We are up 5, which means that we're doing 15 count instead of 10. And I hope that yins are exercising with me, and that yins are fighting and beating obesity and overweight and binging, and that we have just got this. We've got this. We are warriors and we are winners. We don't have to succumb to the weight that weighs us down. We've got this, guys. We've got it. We've got it. I love yins. I will see yins tomorrow morning with our exercise regimen, and then a little later with my journey vlog. To my new subscribers, thank you and welcome. I love each and every one of yins. Have a great day.